Audi has been one of Europe's biggest proponents of the electric car, and even considered launching a zero-emission version of its R8 supercar in the mid-2010s, way before the EV boom kicked off. The company has a bunch of new electric cars in the works, including the newly announced A6 e-tron, but if you're looking for something a little more SUV-ish, then you're in luck, as the long-awaited Q4 e-tron has finally arrived. Appearing in production form for the very first time, the Q4 e-tron is the company's new entry-level electric car, sitting beneath the luxurious e-tron SUV and e-tron GT 4-door coupe. And it won't be long before you'll be able to buy one in the UK, as Audi plans on opening the order books later this year. What's more, the announcement means we've got a whole load of new features to go through, so here are 5 things you need to know about the Audi Q4 e-tron. But before I get into the list, remember to hit the like button and subscribe for more awesome videos just like this one. Audi is part of the VW group, and because companies like making money, there's a lot of part sharing across its different brands. Take its MEB architecture for example. It's an all-electric platform that underpins the Volkswagen ID.3, and the ID.4, and the upcoming Cupra Born, and the Skoda Enyaq. And if you want to watch our review of that one, why not click the link in the top right hand corner. The latest car to utilise this platform though is, you might have guessed it, the Q4 e-tron. But Audi's electric SUV isn't just a rebadged version of the VW or Skoda or Cupra. Sporting similar looks to the prototype, the Q4 e-tron is more muscular than its MEB-based counterparts, with distinct creases running over the wheel arches and a body-wide tail-light cluster inspired by the e-tron GT and e-tron SUV. You'll also be able to spec the Q4 e-tron in Sportback form at launch too. Now the Sportback is aimed at those who love the look of sleek sports cars but fancy a bit more practicality and a taller driving position. We're not sure whether it'll have an impact on rear headroom, but those coupe-like looks don't have a drastic effect on boot space. The SUV comes with 525 litres of luggage space, just 5 more litres than the Sportback. Like the exterior design, the cabin is wonderfully Audi. The Q4 e-tron may be positioned at the bottom of the company's EV lineup, but it looks just as luxurious as the firm's more expensive models. Recycled materials are all the rage in 2021, as they should be, so it comes as no surprise that you can spec out your Q4 e-tron to be more environmentally friendly. Shortly after the car goes on sale, you'll be able to option an interior that uses hybrid fabric that is partly made from recycled materials. This includes faux suede made from 45% recycled polyester, and up to 50% of the textiles used come from recycled PET bottles. In fact, Audi claims that 26 1.5 litre plastic bottles go into the cabin of each Q4 e-tron. But that's not all. Other trim finishes include open pore limewood and various styles of aluminium. And to top it all off, there's a thin light beam that runs across the width of the cabin that'll no doubt be customisable. So you'll probably be able to bathe the interior in a colour of your choice. That brings us neatly onto all the tech that's been crammed inside the Q4 e-tron. As standard, the car comes with a 10.1-inch central infotainment display that you can upgrade to a larger 11.6-inch system as an optional extra. Now the optional panel is the largest display fitted to an Audi to date, though it's nowhere near as big as the display that you get inside a Tesla Model 3. And if you want to see my review of the Model 3, click the link in the top right hand corner. Whichever display you go for though, it'll be paired up with a 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster, which we think is one of the best in the business. Another extra we're dying to see in person is the augmented reality head-up display. The display projects at a perceived distance of 10 metres and has a field of view from the driver's perspective of around 1.8 metres. The system uses slick graphics to show important information such as sat-nav directional arrows, and even the start and end point of your journey will be superimposed over the world ahead of you. Other new features include a steering wheel with touch controls, which has proven to be quite controversial on the new VW Golf, but we actually quite like it. Like the new Golf, the Q4 e-tron steering wheel comes with haptic feedback, which provides a slight rumble when you press a button. You can also use gestures such as swiping to the left or right of a button to say increase or decrease the volume of the music. Audi introduced a new nomenclature a few years ago that, to the layman at least, is still somewhat confusing. So prepare yourself for an onslaught of numbers. The Q4 e-tron range kicks off with the 35, which is powered by an electric motor at the back of the car, developing 168 brake horsepower and 310 Nm of torque. It's connected up to a 52 kWh battery that delivers up to 208 miles of range to the most light-footed of drivers. Next up is the 40, and it uses the same powertrain as the 35, only you get an extra 33 brake horsepower and an unchanged torque figure of 310 Nm. It'll get from 0 to 62 in 8.5 seconds, half a second faster than the 35, and the battery capacity also increases to 77 kWh for a WLTP rated range of 316 miles. Still with me? Now at the top of the launch lineup is the Q4 50 e-tron, and like the 40, the 50 comes with a 77 kWh lithium-ion battery, but range takes a tumble to 295 miles. And that's because the 50 is the most powerful of the bunch, gaining a front-mounted motor for quattro all-wheel drive and a power output of 295 brake horsepower and 460 Nm of torque. That makes it somewhat quick in a straight line, with a 0 to 62 dash taking 6.2 seconds. And in terms of charging, the 35 has a maximum DC charge rate of 100 kilowatts, which raises to 125 kilowatts on the 40 and 50 models. Aside from choosing between two body styles, which are the regular model and the Sportback, you'll have 4 different trim levels to pick from when ordering a Q4 e-tron. They are the Sport, the S-Line, the Edition 1 and the Vorsprung. As for pricing, the range kicks off at £40,750 for the 35, which raises to £44,990 for the 40 and £51,370 for the 50. Just bear in mind those numbers apply to the regular SUV Q4 e-tron, with the Sportback likely to carry a small premium. We'd expect to pay somewhere between £1,000 and £2,000 for the sleeker model. But of course, you'll be able to find all the latest deals on the Q4 e-tron over at yesauto.com.